Tomorrow, as of when we're recording this, Trump is expected to be arraigned. We'll see exactly what happens with that. Will he be held? Almost certainly not. He'll be released. But what we do know is that it is going to be a scene. Protests are expected. Donald Trump has been amplifying those protests over the past few days, saying you should go down there. And we all remember the last time he did that, it worked out super well for everyone. Now, in advance of all of that, the online chatter in some of the most pro-Trump areas of the internet has been aggressive, I'll say. We need to start killing these traitorous F stains, one Trump supporter on the Donald wrote. This is a message board that used to be on Reddit and then was eventually kicked off because it was too crazy even for Reddit. Another user added, it's not gonna stop until bodies start stacking up. We are not civilly represented anymore and they'll come for us next. Some of us, they already have. So they've bought into that thing of they're not coming for Trump, they're coming for everybody, but Trump is in the way. I'll never understand that when so many of the crimes Trump has committed are for his own personal benefit and have nothing to do with anybody, but they believe it. Trump supporters have made specific threats too, not just generally, I wanna start murdering people. One post says, a little bit about Merrick Garland, his wife, his daughters. Under the post, another user replied, his children are fair game as far as I'm concerned. One said Jack Smith should be arrested the minute he steps foot in the red state of Florida. So, generally start killing people, start killing the specific people who, I mean, Merrick Garland isn't even involved in the investigation, but he's in the Biden administration, so definitely kill him. Kill his family members, kill his kids. Specifically, kids are totally fine to go for, and at the very least, lock up Jack Smith. So they're not pulling their punches rhetorically. It could not be any more clear. We have yet to see this week if Trump supporters will actually start killing people. It has happened multiple times over the past year. People have written the manifestos, they've picked up an assault rifle, they've gone and killed people, or they've bashed in the heads of politicians' husbands. It's almost become routine. Will it happen this week? I don't know for sure, but there are a lot of people waiting in the wings, rooting for it to happen. What do you think, Francesca?
I think that this level of political violence is something that the mainstream news does not at all take seriously enough. I mean, you see, right? We had CNN head Chris Licht like leaving office. I mean, leaving his position. It's like, and obviously it wasn't for that town hall, but that's what happens when you platform someone like this. And I think in a large part, mainstream news is so obsessed with like, the Trump rodeo, the Trump show. It's fascinating, it's crazy. But like, this is what actually happens. What actually happens is people die, homes are broken into, like bomb threats are issued, it's been that since day one of the campaign, when immigrants were attacked, and the verbatim word that their assailant left them with was, it's Donald Trump's America now. Right, and so like this is all like, I hope he goes to jail, all this, but the die has been cast on political violence, and the question is, how do we put this back in the bag? What happens now? And we're gonna need a Justice Department. We're sadly, because we're gonna need an FBI, and we're not gonna need an FBI setting people up on like ridiculous entrapment, schemes. Because there are actual militias and people and psychos, right? Yeah. We don't need them to create new plots. They're being carried out now.
Yeah. And by the way, if it happens this week, it'll be those right wingers will commit the act of violence, and then the rest will be like, now we have to go on TV and say it's a false flag. I wanted to do something else this week. I wanted to talk about Target, and now I need to pretend to think it's a false flag. Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.